Hello students, welcome back to online classes. In the last class, we have studied up to Planck's quantum theory and its mathematical expression for quanta, right. Now, in this session, we will discuss some numericals from that Planck's quantum theory equation. See, this is the question given. Calculate energy associated with a radiation of wavelength 6200 angstroms. We have to calculate energy. Wavelength is given in 6200 angstroms. This is the question given. If it is a PU board question, if the same question is given in PU board, this is the way stepwise. This is step 1. What is given, what is asked. This is part 1. Step 2 is what is the relation between them. What is the relation between them? E is equals to h nu means h into c by lambda, as nu is equals to c by lambda. In the last class we studied, last classes. So, step 3 is substitution. Every step they will observe, and there are marks for every step also. Substitution means E is equals to, we know h value is 6.625 into 10 power minus 34 joule second into c value, velocity of light is 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second over lambda value is given in 6200 angstrom. 6200, 1 angstrom is 10 power minus 10 meters, 10 power minus 8 centimeters or 10 power minus 10 meters. Now, we have to proceed with the calculation part. So many joules will be the answer, right. So, this is a lengthy procedure. Obviously, we have to go for this one. Fourth step is, step 4 is final answer. So, for all these 4 stages in a PU board examination, blueprint will be given, marks will be assigned for each step, but and it takes more than 2 minutes also. But in a JEE or NEET examination, I think you remember we already discussed, we have to discuss or we have to finish each question in less than half minute. It may be a JEE exam or a NEET exam, especially for NEET, 45 questions, 45 minutes. For JEE, 25 questions, 1 clock hour, right. There a bit lengthy question will be given, but whatever it is, we have to finish an MCQ in the examination, either JEE or NEET, within half minute, for which we need to follow some shortcuts. Even for this question also, we have some shortcut. The shortcut is E is equals to 12,375 by wavelength in angstroms gives us energy in electron volts, energy of radiation expressed in electron volts. This is the shortcut, but as this value is not so easy to calculate in the examination, so it was still simplified. 12,400 by lambda value in angstroms gives us energy in electron volts. Okay, depending on we can use either that or this. Now, let us substitute 12,400 by 6,200 electron volts. 6,200 2 times is 12,400. So, E is equals to 2 electron volts, as 1 electron volt is equals to 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 joules. 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 joules. We can express this energy as 2 into 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 joules, right. So, this will be the nearest value or approximate value. Accordingly, by looking at the options in the question given, we can find the answer. Okay. So, this is how a lengthy method means board examination method, and this is for competitive exams. As I am explaining it to you, I am cancelling in more than 1 step, more than 3 steps, 4 steps like that. But students, in the examination, you can solve it in 1 or 2 steps maximum for cancellation, right. Now, let us take one more question from this. Next concept, we will discuss the next concept and then do the numericals. So, like this, Max Planck had tried to explain the nature of black body radiation. At the same time, Hertz did an interesting experiment in which electrons or electric current. Electrons or electric current are emanated out of a metal surface, by the incidence of light of suitable frequency, Hertz, he did an interesting experiment. What he noticed in that, when a metal screen, suppose this is a metal screen, maybe metal screen, active metals like potassium, rubidium, cesium, etc. When a certain beam of light is allowed to fall on this metal screen, he noticed that electrons are ejected out of that. Electrons are, or electric current is ejected out of that immediately. And he did this experiment for several metals. For all metals, he noticed one more point. For all beam of light radiation, all light beams, it is not ejecting electron. For certain frequency, for every metal, at or above certain frequency of radiation which is falling on the metal screen, electrons are getting ejected out. See, I am repeating, for a given metal screen, ejection of electrons was observed only with the certain frequency of radiation which is falling on the metal, at or above that frequency. Below that frequency, if a light beam strikes also, there is no such ejection of electrons noticed. So, as electrons were ejected out by the incidence of light, this effect is called as photoelectric effect. Okay. So, nice observation was given by Hertz during that time, and even this effect was asked to explain by the classical law. Suppose these electrons were travelling in straight lines, a detector was placed in its path and they noticed that electrons were striking the detector. Thus, they noticed that electrons were ejected out, otherwise they cannot see, right. Now, so the remaining all is a construction. See, this is all a discharge tube like this, this is detector, right, and it is supplied with a power battery like this. Now, this concept was asked to the then existing classical laws of physics, which could not explain this properly. At that time, Einstein, he just modified this Max Planck's quantum theory slightly, and he called it as Einstein's generalization of quantum theory. Einstein's generalization of quantum theory. He modified this Planck's quantum theory slightly and applied this to corpuscular theory properties also slightly. So, according to this Einstein's generalization of quantum theory, light is a stream of particles. Called as corpuscles. Light is a stream of particles called as corpuscles that travel in straight lines. Light is a stream of particles called as corpuscles which travel in straight lines. And each particle is also termed as photon. Means, according to generalized quantum theory, light is a stream of particles called as corpuscles. Those corpuscles were later named as photons, nothing but pack of energy. Understood? The energy associated before that, these are called as photons. A photon continue to exist. Till it is absorbed by another body. till it is absorbed by another body. A photon continue to exist till it is absorbed by another body. Before this, we have to discuss one more point actually. A photon has energy, but negligible mass. A photon has energy but negligible mass. So, suppose this is a photon, it is nothing but pack of energy. Earlier it was called as corpuscle because it was tried to explain using corpuscular theory. Later that each corpuscle was named as photons. Okay. Suppose this is a photon. This photon has energy but its mass is negligible. That is what given according to generalized quantum theory. And these photons travel in straight lines. Next point is a photon continue to exist till it is absorbed by another body. Means what? Suppose this is a photon traveling in straight lines. Suppose if it is striking another body, as this is nothing but energy, it will be absorbed by the body. Later, after bombarding with this, there won't be any existence of that photon. So, that is what the next line given. A photon continue to exist till it is absorbed by another body. A photon continue to exist till it is absorbed by another body. Okay. In this way, Einstein explained the same concept using straight line path. Max Planck used a wave characteristic. Okay, Max Planck used a wave characteristics to explain the black body radiation, but Einstein generalized that to corpuscular theory and proposed that photons travel in straight lines and gets absorbed by another body when they strikes, right. Then according to this Einstein's generalized quantum theory, light is a stream of photons which travel in straight lines, right. Those photons, energy associated with each photon is directly proportional to its frequency, E is equals to h nu. Even Einstein also had given the same mathematical expression for energy associated with a photon. There also energy associated with a quanta was given as E is equal to h nu. In Planck's quantum theory we studied. This is energy associated with the photon. Now, using this, Einstein had explained this photoelectric effect in a beautiful manner. Einstein's explanation of photoelectric effect. What way he explained? According to Einstein, light is a stream of photon, right? Light is a stream of photons. According to Einstein, light is a stream of photons. Suppose when a photon, this is a pack of energy, photon called as photon. When a photon is propagating in straight line like this and hits a metal screen, suppose this is a metal screen in which metal atom is in this way, nucleus and electron like this. You know the electronic picture. Nucleus surrounded by electrons. This is nuclear part, this is extra nuclear part for one particular atom. Now, when a photon strikes a metal atom means from a metal atom or from an atom, what's the entity which can easily access this photon's energy quickly? Electron. Which entity can readily grasp or can readily has access to this photon's energy? Electron, because that is in the extra nuclear part. When a photon strikes this metal atom, electron of the metal atom will absorb that energy. And comes out of nuclear influence. This is what the point to be noticed. Actually, when a photon strikes a metal atom, electron of the metal atom absorbs the energy and comes out. This will happen only when the photon's energy is equal to or greater than the energy required for the ejection of electron. Suppose energy of electron is so many electron volts. Suppose 3.6 electron volts or 3.4 electron volt. Suppose energy of electron is 3.4 electron volts. If the incident photon also has 3.4 electron volts, then in such a case this electron can come out of nuclear influence. After coming out of nuclear influence, electron has to propagate, right? Electron has to propagate, for which it needs some kinetic energy, yes or no? Where is the source for kinetic energy? Then it will get some kinetic energy, it will possess some kinetic energy only when the energy of the photon is more than this energy required for the electron to eject out. Suppose if the energy of the incident photon is more than 3.4 electron volt, if the energy of the incident photon is more than 3.4 electron volt, suppose some 3.6 electron volt, let us consider. Out of this 3.6 electron volt, 3.4 will be utilized for ejection of electron to come out of the nuclear influence. The rest 0.2 electron volt will be utilized as its kinetic energy. The rest 0.2 electron volts will be utilized as its kinetic energy. This was the explanation given by Einstein. So, according to Einstein, light is a stream of photons. When a photon strikes a metal target, and if the energy of photon is greater than or equal to the threshold energy of electron, what's meant by this threshold energy? That's a new term to you. What's meant by this threshold energy? It is nothing but the minimum energy required to eject an electron out of nuclear influence. Minimum energy required for the ejection of electrons out of the nuclear influence, that is called as threshold energy. If the energy of the incident photon is greater than or equal to threshold energy of the electron, then the difference in the energy will be utilized as its kinetic energy. Difference in the energy will be utilized as its kinetic energy. For example, if h nu is the energy of the incident photon and energy required for the ejection of electron, which is called as energy required for ejection of electron, is called as work function, which is expressed in the formula h nu naught. Suppose h nu naught is the energy required for the ejection of electron. Then how Einstein explained this photoelectric effect phenomena? According to Einstein, the energy of the incident photon will be utilized in two ways. Energy of the incident photon will be utilized in two ways. What are they? A fraction will be utilized as work function. A fraction will be utilized as its work function. What's meant by work function? Minimum energy required for the ejection of electron out of nuclear influence, plus remaining fraction will be used as its kinetic energy. As work function is given with the expression h nu naught, this is also equal to energy plus kinetic energy. So, energy of the incident photon minus threshold energy, the difference between energy of the incident photon and threshold energy will be utilized as kinetic energy of ejected electron. Kinetic energy of ejected electron. Okay. So, this was the nice explanation given by Einstein about photoelectric effect and its application. Now, there was another point they noticed that is number of photoelectrons and kinetic energy of photoelectrons. What's their dependence on brightness of the light? What's the dependence on brightness of the light? This was another question raised at that time. So, for this also they noticed and they studied with different metals and with their work functions. Finally, they concluded that with increase in frequency of incident light, suppose let us come to the same example. Incident light has frequency some 15 hertz, whereas threshold frequency is also 15 hertz. If the incident light, with increase in intense frequency of the incident light, if threshold frequency is 15 hertz, incident frequency is also 15 hertz, what will happen? Just electron will be ejected out. When incident light frequency is more than 15, more than threshold, what will happen? The rest will be utilized as its kinetic energy. We already discussed that one. Suppose frequency of the incident light is 16 hertz, threshold frequency is 15. Then what will be the kinetic energy? What will be the frequency of the ejected electron? 1 hertz. Suppose if the frequency of the incident light is frequency of the incident light is 17, threshold frequency is still 15 hertz only. Then what will be the frequency of the ejected electron? 2. In this way, with increase in frequency of the incident light, kinetic energy of the ejected electron increases. Number of photoelectron will be same number of electrons are coming, but their kinetic energy will be increasing. Why? Because kinetic energy is nothing but the difference between energy of the incident light and energy of the electron, right? The same thing it was given. With increase in frequency of the incident light, number of photoelectrons remains same. Number of photoelectrons remains same, but their kinetic energy increases. Number of photoelectrons remains the same, but their kinetic energy remains same. But when it comes to the increase in intensity of light, but with increase in intensity of light, that is brightness of light, right? With increase in intensity, number of photoelectrons increases, but their kinetic energy remains same. Here, this point also to be studied. What's meant by intensity? Intensity is nothing but number of photons. Intensity of a light is directly proportional to number of photons. Intensity is increasing means what? Number of photons are increasing. If one photon strikes, one photoelectron will be ejected out. 10 photons strikes, 10 photoelectrons will be ejected out. The same logic we are using here. With increase in intensity of light means with increase in number of photons, number of photoelectrons increases, but their kinetic energy will be remaining same. Whereas with increase in frequency of the incident light, photoelectrons remain same, but their kinetic energy increases. So there were so many previous asked questions on these two lines, based on these two lines. Okay. So let us continue with a small numerical from photoelectric effect.